Accepting the court's decision and moving on is what various leaders have asked the country to do following the court's final judgment on the Building Bridges initiative. Raila Odinga in his statement indicating that the decision of the Court of Appeal is remarkable as it forms part of the continuing conversation on the future of this country, whilst ANC leader Macharia asking that people focus more on pressing matters that are crying out for attention. Raquel Muigai with more.
For what was to be a journey for the proponents of the Building Bridges initiative, the Court of Appeal's judgment appears to be the end of the road for BBI. This is the new reality for what has been reggae for the last 3 years. Raila Odinga in a statement says in quote, "For us, as we have stated before, we shall engage only to the extent that circumstances require, but we feel that we have to move on. This is likely not the end of the conversation, and the parties involved will each make their own decisions on how to proceed from the decision that has been delivered today." He further states, however, that the decision of the Court of Appeal is remarkable as it forms part of the continuing conversation on the future of this country and the significance of the country's new constitution to the political culture that generations to come will practice. ANC leader Musalia Mudavadi on his part asking the court's judgment to be respected as the country vested the power to interpret the initiative in the courts.
But now that a judgment has been rendered, we should all unanimously, as a united people, focus on more pressing matters that are crying out for attention. We cannot live a dream forever.
For those who openly oppose the BBI, like Deputy President William Ruto, the court's judgment is manna from heaven. Ruto stating on his Twitter account in quote, "God our Heavenly Father has come through for Kenya and stopped the coalition of the known, the mighty and the powerful from destroying our constitution. Our God, help the alliance of the unknown, the jobless, the hustlers and struggling farmers to now engineer our economy from bottom up." Ruto's ally Kipchumba Murkomen congratulating his colleagues in the Senate and National Assembly who voted no to BBI. As written by Murkomen, that was an act of bravery. We felt lonely then, but today we are in the company of giants of truth and justice. Kirinyaga Governor Anne Waiguru saying that Kenya will go on. BBI intended well, but we must respect the constitutional authority of the courts and find other legitimate means to achieve Kenya's unity and prosperity. And for some of us, it's time for serious introspection on the political way forward. Dr. S.K. Macharia, the chairman of the Royal Media Services, also stated, and I quote, "The decision of the Court of Appeal is not the end of BBI. The handshake, which was the main product, saved the country from a potential civil war. The proposed amendments were merely a byproduct. We retain the peace dividends of the handshake, and that is what matters." Raquel Muigai, Citizen TV.